I think that that's just great. And
This is the thing. Like the more you're happy about what's happening, the better it goes.
yeah, no, for sure. It's just like I celebrate every single one that is just like, when I've got a new subscriber, I just celebrate,
Okay,
because
we're
it's
getting there.
great.
Wait, which okay, so we are live here on YouTube. The image is not appearing yet for some reason. Um,
Yeah.
but if you can't see us, you at least can hear us. I'm here with Lucas Oliveira, who I just recently met in Synthesizer. It's a school community for entrepreneurs and content creators, course creators who want to share their passion, share what they learn, and transmit to others. And I really enjoyed meeting Lucas because, as you can see, you maybe not can see him because the video is not properly showing, but he has this amazing smile and energy that goes with it. And we went on a first call where he shared about discipline and how it allowed him to reach his goal. And I was like, oh my God, I also love discipline and I want to listen to him talk more about discipline because I'm sure there's many people who will be inspired by what he has to say. So, hey, hi, Lucas. What can you say to us about discipline?
Hello, Asha. Hello, guys. So cool to be live here with you on YouTube. Um, Discipline for me has been with me for a very long time in my life. I'm based in Australia, but I'm originally from Brazil. And when I first came to Australia, it was like 10 years ago, and I didn't have my family with me. I didn't know how to speak English at all, and I didn't have money. Just basically when I got here, I only had like 1 month of bills to pay, and I didn't know how to speak English, and it was like very hard for me. And I think it's just like just survival modes that I had to become a disciplined person, because there was nobody just to come and save me. There was just like all the bills, everything, rent, everything I was supposed to pay, and I didn't have the money for it. So I had to find a job. I had to save money in order to stay here in Australia, otherwise I would just basically starve. And I think that's when my journey with discipline started. I'm so passionate about the gym as well. And I think like both, just when I moved to Australia and also the gym, the love for the gym, I think it's just that's when discipline was born in my life. That was just like the beginning of the journey.
Yeah, it's very beautiful. Like, so you landed from Brazil to Australia and you just had enough to live for 1 month, and then you had no choice. You had to push yourself into learning English, getting a job, and building all the structures that allowed you to actually live that dream. So, and you also like got into gym, and gym got you to learn how to be disciplined. This is very beautiful. It seems like very simple steps, but a huge leap forward in your life. So it seems like discipline is really connected to building a dream. Can you tell me more about this? How you achieved your dreams by having discipline?
Yeah, for sure. So I think it's you have to when you want to become a disciplined person, I think your why, the reason they're gonna be doing it all, I think it has to be very strong because once you just choose to be disciplined, and if you're listening to this, you're not a disciplined person. A disciplined person, discipline is a skill, you can just develop it within you. And it's just like you're not born with it. It's just a skill that you can just develop, and I think everyone can do that. But then you're just gonna be choosing like to to do what you're supposed to do. You're not gonna let your emotions ride you because through my journey here in Australia, I think it was very clear because I just gave up on so many going out and having parties and just enjoy with friends because I had a bigger goal, which was just to get my permanent residency here in Australia. And I give up on so many things. I had to work in two jobs, and it was not easy, because I was just seeing my friends going out. I was just giving up on travels and on holidays because I had a bigger goal. I wanted to get my permanent residency here. So my why, the reason that I was doing it all was just like so big that it just made me to keep going. And I'm just like so proud of it because that's how I got where I am today. And and I just fell in love with the person that I am because a lot of people they just come to me like, oh, I admire how disciplined you are for life, and I think because of this only skill, I got so many things in my life. It's just got me where I am today. I've got a good body from the gym. I've got permanent residency here in Australia, and then now I just want to teach the others. It's just show how important discipline is if you want to achieve your results. And I think it's all about um, just choosing about your future, and then not letting your emotions control you. I think it always starts from there because, in my opinion, discipline is not like the freedom, but it's a path to get there. So it's just if you want to get to freedom, you just gotta be disciplined, and that you can get there from that.
It's so beautiful. It really seems like having this goal, having this dream that you want to achieve, and thinking like this is where I want to be. And I love what you just said right now is that the discipline is not the freedom, is the path to freedom. So you need to give up on all the parties. You need to give up on all the things that are like distracting you, and say, okay, what I really want is that freedom. What I really want is that ability to just enjoy my life and be proud of myself and fall in love with who I'm becoming because I do things for myself. And so you just like go through these steps of like waking up, doing the things and repeating them and saying, okay, these things are not for me right now because I know I have a bigger goal and that goal is leading me. And so you don't do this discipline for the discipline. You do the discipline for the goal. So the discipline really supports you into getting to the goal. This is so beautiful. So if someone is watching here and is not disciplined, like someone you could help, what would you do with them the first thing? How would you help them? Like say you have someone they're living at their parents and they just like using too much social media, maybe video games and going to parties, and they have a very comfortable life, right? But they're not
Yeah.
being proud of themselves. So what would you tell them? How would you help them say, hey, no, you're gonna have to go out of where you live and you're gonna have to start working? What would you tell them to make it easy for them?
Like when I like how I said, I think you need to find a bigger reason why you want to change. Because when you choose to be disciplined, you're gonna be choosing the uncomfortable path. You're just gonna be choosing discomfort, where you're just gonna get out of your comfort zone, and that's when you're gonna grow. Because if you're just like too comfortable where you are, and you want to become disciplined, you're just gonna be choosing the uncomfortable path. And so that's why it's just like when it gets uncomfortable, your why, the reason you're going to be doing it all, is just going to be the reason that is just going to make you keep going. And I think first of all, just find the reason why you want to do it all. And I think you just and then you just got to be prepared that's going to hurt a little bit, especially in the beginning, because you're just going to get out of your comfort zone just to be choosing to do something different. And your brain, you try to do everything to bring you back to that comfort zone. So you just gotta fight against it, acknowledge your emotions, just know that they are there. Don't really fight against our emotions because it can kind of like backfire against you because the more you just like try to fight against them, I think it just backfires you. Just acknowledge them, just see they are there, and then just choose to not let them control you. And I think you can just start from there, just find a bigger reason for you to get started, and and then you're just gonna fall in love with the thing. When things get hard, your why is just gonna make you to keep going, and that's why it's so important just to find that first reason for you to get to get started. And then from there, it's very important to have a plan, to have a structure plan, systems in place, because when you get tired, when you know that you're just gonna be sad some days, that you don't want to do anything, when you have a plan in place, when you have systems in place, you just don't rely on motivation. You just don't rely on the emotions. You just do what you're supposed to do. And then that's what the importance here of having like a plan, like a list of tasks to do. So it's just like what I do with myself. I always prepare like a list before I get started for my week, so I know exactly how my week is supposed to be. And then I also do like daily plans as well. So I just write it down exactly what I need to do for my day because I don't want to be losing time during my day as well, just thinking what I'm gonna be doing next. So that's also important when you're trying to be disciplined because when the motivation fades, because you're gonna be when you're just changing yourself, you might feel a little motivated in the beginning because you're gonna feel excited. Oh, it's just like I'm just gonna become a better version of me. But then when these strong emotions come, you're just gonna have to have those systems in place where you just like you don't think about what you're gonna be doing, you just do them. You just follow what's written there. So I think that's gonna be the next step. And then just have a plan, like for example, for a year, and then just like break it down for like a monthly plan, and then just break it down again for a weekly plan, and just like those daily actions as well, which is just do that 1% every single day. That's gonna get you closer to your goals.
I love how you made it super easy. It really boils on having a plan because you have this goal that you want to reach, but you have that motivation of, oh, I want this goal. But then when you start doing the things, there is like resistance, there's difficulty, there's like going out of your comfort zone, and it's like, oh, I want to stay in my bed, I don't want to get out. But then you make a plan. The plan is to do this for this week, this for this day, this for this year. And you just go and it's like, okay, I don't want to do it, but actually what I want to do is to follow the plan. I'm not listening to the emotion, I'm listening to the plan. And just really the plan is becoming the way that you're following. So the question I think that a lot of people might be asking themselves, how do I start making a plan? Because like a lot of people who have been going to school never learn how to plan things because most people, unfortunately, we just learn to receive orders, from the moment you're a kid to like when you're 18. Most people, they just receive orders like, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. And they never had a moment like, what do I want to do? How do I plan it? So for that person, how would you help them make a plan?
I think when you want to start to make a plan, you just gotta know where you want to get. For example, for just imagine yourself. Visualization is also very important. For example, just imagine yourself in the future. How do you want to be like in a year, for example? I think everyone has got like imaginations where you can just see yourself with a beautiful car, in a beautiful house, earning a lot of money. I think everyone can just like imagine it themselves, just reaching a very successful life. So I think what you can do is just write it down, just get some pictures, of yourself where you want to be in the future. And then just start imagining yourself where you want to be. And then from there, just start to break down like how I'm gonna be able to get there. What can I do today that I can it's just gonna get me one step forward to that. Is that just like consuming content on the internet? Is just like just buying a course, on the internet just to get one step closer. It always remember it's got to be aligned with your goals where you want to get. So it's just think about that. Just trying to get consume content that is just going to get a step closer. And just take actions as well. It's so important that you make plans but then you just take actions because that's when you're going to start moving. Because plans don't move by themselves, you just got to take action towards them. So it's important to have plans, of course, systems in place, but if you don't take actions, nothing is going to come out of the paper. So it's better just to just take actions while you have the plans as well.
Hmm. It's very good that you just like a plan is not just words, it's a series of action that we need to take. That if you want to get somewhere in 6 months, 1 year, ask yourself what are the action I can do and just plan doing this action. It's just make it super simple, super easy.
Yeah.
And so um, What is the thing that's helping people to take action? Because I know that, like I have this image that comes to my mind is like there is the ice bath in front of you, you know it's cold,
Yeah.
and you have to get into it in order to feel the benefits from it. And I believe there's a lot of people who don't want, for me, the idea of getting out of your comfort zone is really getting into the ice bath when you could be in a hot tub. And the question is like, what makes you take the action to go inside of the ice bath when you're in the hot tub?
Well, if you're someone that is just from all the people that I've been working with, I think the first step that they take towards actions is when they got a pain. It's very painful something, and then they just take a step towards action, and then from that perspective of view, like if you want, for example, I take like cold showers every single morning, and I know it's hard. I know, for example, now it's winter here in Australia. Sometimes it's just like 8, 7 degrees in the morning, and I also take cold showers. I get out of bed, turn on the like cold water, and I hate doing that. I don't like it. But the reason that I do that, it's because I am facing the discomfort. I'm facing the challenge, because every time that I do that in the morning, I'm telling myself, it doesn't matter how hard it is, it doesn't matter how big the challenge is, I'm gonna face it. I'm just gonna go towards it, because if you're just like doing everything in your day that is just to make you comfortable, when something gets hard in your life, you're just gonna go to the easy path, and that's how your subconscious mind works, because why are you gonna choose something that's hard when all the activities during your day you're just choosing for the easy path, So that's why it's just like a lot of people come to me ask, why do you take like cold showers when it's winter? That's it's not about like because I love it or because of my muscles or anything like that. It's more because of my mind, because I want to tell my mind that it doesn't matter how big the challenge is, I'm gonna face it, and then it works, because when things get hard along the day while I'm working, and then I always remind it's just like in the morning I had that cold shower, and then that is just like it builds, make my mind stronger, every time that I do it. So that's why it's important to put yourself in uncomfortable situations on purpose for this reason. When like a bigger challenge comes, when hard thing comes, you just face it.
Okay, that's amazing. So the easiest way to take action is to get used to discomfort by voluntarily saying, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna do this. It's not important I do it, but I do it just to be trained to get used to discomfort." So amazing. So, Lucas, I think we have an amazing set of actions and things people can start doing. Do you have a last word for people who are watching this so they have something to wrap up?
I think everyone, I think discipline is a skill. Don't forget that. If you are like a person who is very undisciplined, don't worry about it. You can actually create that skill within you. Just start small. For example, I would just get the gym, for example. If you are planning to go to the gym, and don't start by putting yourself in situations where it's just like, oh, I just want to go to the gym, I'm gonna go like 5 times a week, because you're not gonna achieve that. It's gonna be so much harder, and then if you go like the first week, you go like 1 day or 2 days, you're just gonna see that, oh, being disciplined is hard, I'm not being able to achieve my goals. But don't set up like bigger goals that you're not gonna be able to achieve them. It's better just to set up like small goals, small tasks that is just like you achieve them. That's gonna create a momentum, and then you're just gonna send a message to your brain that you are capable of achieving results, that you are capable of achieving the targets that you put in your plans, so that's why it's just like, if you want to start to become a disciplined person, just start by setting up small goals and just do them every single day. You can start small, like, just like drink 2 liters of water per day, something small, and then you can just start from there, and then you're going to see the results coming. You're going to see how powerful you're going to become, and you're just going to start building that skill of being disciplined within you.
Okay, so just starting small, going step by step, not overdoing it, and just
Yeah.
accepting where we are and moving forward. Perfect. Lucas, thank you for this very short but very intense amount of information on how to become more disciplined and do things. Probably we'll ask you to make another one on one day, and I'll get to know more about how I can really suck up on your information. But so far, I think that people who are starting and willing to become disciplined have everything they need to start. And of course,
Yeah,
guys, if you want to talk with Lucas, please reach out to him and go into his 5 week challenge.
that's it, guys. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure for me just to speak to you all, and I'll see you soon.
Bye.